Hunter, coming at you from Charleston, South Carolina.
It's going to be pretty nasty out here. This nice ride we've had is about to come to an end. We're going to make a quick trip of it and try to show you guys some good fish.
Our third day spearfishing South Carolina waters. We're met with an angry ocean, miles offshore in rough seas with low visibility. We will make the best of it and find the fish.
I'm Sherry Day. I'm a national spearfishing champion and multiple world record holder. And my hunting grounds are the wildest on earth. In the open sea, you never know what will show up. The ocean is full of adventure and serious danger. But I live for the thrill of the hunt.
The flags are blowing this morning. Not a good sign. The Speargun Hunter team and guide Rob Harding take their time organizing the day's gear as they assess the wind. After 2 days of hard diving, they're in no hurry to battle a rough ocean. And the day's dive plan will have to be reconsidered.
Well, it's day 3 in Charleston, South Carolina, and we're gonna have to go to Plan B. The weather has turned terrible. Rob, what do you have in store for us for Plan B?
I think what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to run up the intercoastal. That way we can avoid all the waves. Then we're going to go out one of the inlets and hit a small wreck that's a old sailing vessel. You can actually see the mast going out into the sand. It collects a lot of flounder, sheep's head. It's pretty neat. You'll see the flounder laying right alongside the mast that's laying in the sand.
We can rough it for a couple miles, get out to that wreck, and the fish you mentioned, the flounder, the sheephead, stone crabs, that sounds great to me. I've never gotten a flounder. I would love to get a flounder.
You will get one today.
Okay, great.
Let's get after it.
I like Plan B.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I just came back in. It's rough as heck out there today. If the Speargun Hunter team wants to head out there, then they're a lot braver than I am. I've been doing this a while, but I wouldn't put none of my customers through that on a day like today.
Oh, boy.
Here comes our captain. Oh, man, what are you wearing, a survival suit? That's kind of worrisome.
Just to keep me out of the wind.
Yeah.
You know you're in trouble when I get the jacket out of the bag.
All right, all right.
Until then, it's going to be smooth.
Joining us as second captain is Victor Dupuis, owner of Low Country Scuba.
Okay.
On to Plan D.
Hey, Speargun Hunter, y'all be safe out there. That's a rough ocean.
Having a dive charter and spearfishing shop in Shem Creek is awesome. The only problem is the weather. There's a 6.5-foot tide swing here twice a day, every day. Once you blow through the tide line, 13, 14 miles offshore, you're diving water that was in West Palm a day and a half ago. So you get to see the same grouper, the same cobia, the same pompano, the same stuff you see in Florida, here with a 6.5-foot tide swing and low visibility inshore. And the fish are all protected by the weather so well. You take less trips a month, but what that does is it keeps the reef stacked, so you can't go back to the same rock every weekend and run out of fish. You're doing less damage to the reefs, and you're taking bigger fish every time. And that's kind of what we look for in Charleston, is that one big fish that you're going to bring home and eat. It's a no-brainer for someone that wants to come out and shoot some giant fish.
We're not being foolish today. We always put safety as our #1 priority. There are limits. You've got to know when to call it off. With the ocean, Mother Nature rules. But we've got a good plan. We're going to use the intercoastal waterway and motor up north and get within 2 miles of our destination. So we're just going to have to kind of rough it for 2 miles till we get to our location.
a great time running up the intercoastal waterway here. We're going to get outside of the inlet here and try to run out to the wreck where we only have a few more miles to go through the rough water. It's going to be pretty nasty out here. This nice ride we've had is about to come to an end. We're going to make a quick trip of it and try to show you guys some good fish.
This will be a challenging day, and the Spear Gun Hunter team is up to the task.
Never know about Mother Nature. There are no guarantees.
So what if the visibility is less than 3 feet? It just means you have to get closer and move a little stealthier and shoot a little quicker. Being able to adapt to a changing situation is a good thing.
Yeah, and how I saw it is that he...
So Paige, this is the Provost, and the Declaration of Independence was presented to the people of South Carolina in 1776. What else can you tell us about this place?
This building was built in 1771, originally as a customs house. Upstairs, the Constitution was ratified for South Carolina. And also downstairs, in 1780s, the British turned the downstairs cellar into a prison and held patriots there. And also on the site, but not in this building, they held pirates here before they were executed.
Paige is going to give you the quiz for the day.
What famous pirate blockaded Charleston Harbor?
So we're on our way out of Price's Inlet. Gets a little bit nasty here for a split second. Definitely not as smooth as the ICW, but I'm confident the boat can hold, and we're going to make a nice, safe trip. Try to get out there and see if we can hook up to this little wreck. As long as we don't get too far from shore, you know, it can't stack up that big. So at least that's what we're telling ourselves right now.
Keep telling yourself that.
Yeah.
This wreck we're about to hit, it's only a couple miles off the beach. We're hoping to find a flounder laying along the edges. They're usually hard to see. Hopefully you'll be able to pick them out. We're hoping for some good viz here.
Nothing like 12 feet there.
I need to get on my A game here.
Well, we're very relieved. It's certainly not a lake out here, but it's not nearly as bad as we expected. It's a little bouncy. We were expecting much worse, so it's actually a pleasant surprise.
So we're going to throw this marker buoy in the water, and makes it a little easier for the captain to kind of see where people enter the water. Not to mention, gives the divers a nice up-down line to kind of depend on getting them right to the structure. In low vis on a high current like this, it's real important that as soon as you hit the surface, you immediately descend to right where you want to be. So it's hard to do that without something showing you right where to go.
Jose and I are going to go in and just free dive it for a little bit, kind of do a visibility check.
Now you'll see we'll come up to 10 feet there. This is the top of the wreck. It's a pretty shallow wreck, but it holds really good fish. And that's where it gets deep again, and you see the fish holding on the other side of it.
That sounds really cool. Can't wait to see it. I hope I can see it.
Yeah, exactly. Hope you can see it. You have it.
You're 10 feet below you is a wreck. 10 feet below you. Go for it.
The wreck may be 10 feet below, but Sherry can't even see her hand in front of her face. This is spooky and also dangerous with bull sharks roaming the area. Sherry actually bumps her head on the wreck before she sees it.
I hit my head.
No fish.
You can't see. It's really bad. Really, really bad. I can see halfway down my spear gun. I can't see the tip of it.
There's no visibility at all. The bottom is black.
It's ridiculously bad. You never know about Mother Nature. There are no guarantees, ever. Sometimes we might make it look easy, but it is not easy. Well, the ocean is making us work for it today. So we came out to 40 feet deep. There's a nice tugboat that Rob has told us about. So we're gonna try that now.
We've just pulled up on a tugboat. I'm hoping to find some good-sized sheep's head, maybe some flounder along the base of the wreck. And as you see there, here comes the wreck up on the screen here. We've got it marked pretty good on the jug, and we're gonna drop over the side and see if we can't put some sheep's head in the boat.
They have described to me that there's some monster sheephead here. So if I see a big one over 10 pounds, I'm gonna take it because that would be a women's world record.
spear tips.
I'm going for a world record. There are certain rules. Nobody can help me get the fish. Nobody can hand me a loaded gun. There are certain things that you have to abide by. So if you're going for a world record, you should look at the IUSA website. All the rules are clearly spelled out, so you don't spoil your chances of getting that record.
You guys, engines off. You ready?
Even miles offshore, the visibility is only 4 to 5 feet. But if they can find the wreck, they should find the fish. And they're in luck. Rob has switched to a 3-prong paralyzer point for hunting medium-sized fish at close range. Rob spots something in the sand. It's a flounder. You can barely make out the tail on the right. Rob lines up as the flounder begins to move and fires and breaks the ice with the first fish of the day.
Don't go away. We'll be right back from Charleston, South Carolina with more Spear Gun Hunter.